Welcome in the ranking of all Hollow Knight charms. I have played Hollow Knight quite a lot since I got it in 2019-ish. So, starting with Wayward Compass. To me, Wayward Compass is completely useless, and I'm not gonna put it so low because I don't use this, because Wayward Compass is definitely a lifesaver for newer players, so I will put it in B. It has a real low notch cost because it's only one and is available really early. So there it goes, Wayward Compass. Number 2, Gathering Swarm. Every time I replay Hollow Knight, I use Gathering Swarm because it's really handy to use. Like, having Geo being collected automatically is something I cannot walk by. So I will put Gathering Swarm in A tier, because when you get enough Geo it becomes really useless. Stalwart Shell was a charm which was my absolute lifesaver in my first playthrough. Having more immunity frames really helped me to get through Hornet in Kingdom's Edge. It was charm which really saved my butt a lot. It has relatively low notch cost because only it's 2, and I will put Stalwart Shell in A tier because of how much it saved me back in the day, and I cannot put it lower. It was my go-to charm for bosses. Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher increases the soul gain slightly, and I will put it in B tier above Wayward Compass, because the soul gain isn't that much. To fill the soul vessel it takes 8 hits instead of 9. It's not that much of a difference in my opinion. You can live without it, but now a charm you cannot live without. Shaman Stone. Shaman Stone boosts all spells, and it was another one of my saviors in my first playthrough, because I was blasting most bosses with Descending Dark. So Shaman Stone is getting S tier. I don't think anyone expected something else. And also, free charm notches is really cheap considering how powerful it is. Soul Eater. Soul Eater significantly increased soul gain, so it's basically Soul Catcher on steroids, and it has a really high charm cost because it's 4. And the playthrough I did for the video with Silksong soundtrack, I was avoiding charms which are basically all powerful boss destroyers, because I wanted to make the boss fights longer, and the soul gain from Soul Catcher was really cool. I mean Soul Eater, not Soul Catcher. I will put Soul Eater right below Gathering Swarm, because if I would be replaying Hollow Knight again for myself, I don't think I would use it. Dashmaster decreases the delay between dashes and allows to dash downwards, and I will say it's really good for exploring, but sometimes it's a bit awkward to use because I usually hold it downward, and while using Dashmaster I accidentally got into spikes a couple times, so I will put it in B tier below Soul Catcher, because for going around the map it's really good. Sprintmaster allows Knight to sprint faster, and for a cost of 1 notch, it's definitely worth it. I think Sprintmaster deserves an S tier. I really like using this charm for Radiant bosses, and when you got a spare notch, there is no reason not to use it, so there goes Sprintmaster. Grubsong. Grubsong gives a bit of soul every time you get hit, and it's as useful as much you get hit. If you don't get hit, it's so useless as heck. So I will put Grubsong above Compass, because I would definitely prefer getting a bit of soul. Grubberfly Ellegy can be used to boost the nail output damage as long as you are at full HP. So you can use it for Pantheons, because there you got Lifeblood masks as long as you did bindings, but in Hallownest, the only time I used it was for Delicate Flower quests years ago, and even for boosting damage output it's really awkward to use, and I would definitely prefer getting Shaman Stone for spells. Spells are powerful. And I will put Grubberfly's Ellegy in C. I don't think it's that much useful. Next one is Fragile and Unbreakable Heart. Since I don't play on the classic mode 4 years now. I haven't changed Fragile Charms into Unbreakable 4 years. I mean, literally for a lot of years. And I will put Hearts Charms in C tier above Grubberfly's Ellegy. I think those might be more useful for some bosses. I think I even used it in the playthrough I did for the video. I'm not sure. The only time I actually use it is when I go to the Lifeblood chamber in the Abyss. Aside of that, it's pretty much useless. Fragile Greed is really good for getting rich. I usually carry it quite a lot since I get it. I'm usually type of player who don't sell a single relic to Lamb and still end up with above 10,000 geo at the end of the game. So I will put Greed in A tier above Swarm. The reason why I put Fragile Charms above Unbreakable is basically the cost. Next one is Strength. Boosting damage by 50% is basically so good. It's relatively a cheap damage up. 600 geo from like Ether and you got a nice damage up in like third area. I will put Strength right below Shaman Stone, because spells are absolutely broken. Next one is Spell Twister. Spell Twister is really good when you got those 2 spare notches when you get your all-powerful build. I think getting Spell Twister there is a really valid choice, because basically blasting the full vessel with 4 spells instead of 3 is really cool. And I will put it even in S tier above Sprintmaster. I just like it a lot. Steady Body, and I see quite often people praising Steady Body to death, and I don't get why. In my build there is no place for Steady Body, and even when I use Steady Body, I personally find it really awkward to use. I'm used to walking while attacking, so while fighting with Pure Vessel for example, with Steady Body I would just walk into Pure Vessel or those nails that go from the ground. I will put Steady Body even below Grubberfly's Ellegy, because when I used Grubberfly's Ellegy for the Liquor Flower quest, I never really liked using Steady Body. Heavy Blow, increased knockback and more staggers in battles. For 2 charm notches is definitely garbage, nobody uses it. I would be right out of my mind if I said otherwise. Quick Slash. Quick Slash is really good, like hitting so fast with it, it's so broken. And I will put it on top of S tier, because it's the only one of those charms I feel really slow fighting with. When I was doing swaps without charms, I wasn't missing Strength, I wasn't missing Shaman Stone, I was missing Quick Slash. Those fights got really boring without Quick Slash, especially Sisters of Battle. Those were boring. Next one is Longnail, boosting range of the nail by 15% for 2 charm notches. In the past I would say I cannot live without it, but now I would say useless. I think still Longnail got some use in platforming challenges such as Path of Pain. I personally had trouble doing a pogo with regular nail in the past. I learned to do it without it, but I guess some people still might have trouble. And for the final build you got 2 notches for Longnail, so if you want to increase your range, go for it. I will put Longnail in A tier above Stalwart Shell. I think it's fair for it. Next one is Longnail's longer brother, Mark of Pride. I'm not sure if it's me, but I have always seen a small little face on it. Like there is those 2 orange lines, which are between those lines there is the line going through, and right below this line there is another orange line which looks kinda like a mouth. Mark of Pride used to be another charm I couldn't live without, cause 25% increased damage range is really handy to play with. It's really safe, it's really easy, but 3 charm notch cost is really high. I would put it slightly higher than Longnail. The range increase from Mark of Pride is more drastic. I can actually feel the nail being longer. In terms of Longnail, I don't really care about this 15%. Fury of the Fallen, for all those people who like sweating and putting all sweat and blood into playing Hollow Knight on one mask, they would say is the best, but I never played with it. I personally find it too risky. 75% is really a good trade-off, I guess, but I don't find it quite as worth it. So I will put it in C tier below Grubberfly's Ellegy, cause I think I'd rather use Grubberfly's Ellegy for increasing damage output than Fury of the Fallen. Thorns of Agony. When they hit you, you hit them. Simple as heck, one charm notch, and from what I know, Thorns of Agony decreases invincibility frames. I'm not sure how true it is, cause I don't use Thorns. For a spare notch, I think it's fine, and I think I would put it above Compass but below Grubsong, cause I think getting soul is more valuable than hitting enemies all around. Baldur Shell. Baldur Shell gives us more force field while doing a focus. In my first playthrough, getting Baldur Shell was my dream, cause I really had big trouble finding a good timing for a focus, but later, even when I got it, I was like, wait, it's useless, it breaks fast. If it was infinite, I think I would value it even more, but with the charm that it is, I will put it below Fury of the Fallen. Flukenest. Transforming Shade Soul into Fluke Burst, I wouldn't say is quite worth it, cause from what I know, Flukenest with Shaman Stone might do a blast that hits for a total of 130 damage, but it also takes away the pierce from the Shade Soul, which I personally find really valuable, especially that with this PS, Soul can hit double big enemies like Nailmaster, and to hit enemies with Flux you gotta get really close. So I will put Flukenest above Fury. I only used Flukenest like once when I was doing Water Knights on Radiant, and it was quite useless there as well. Defender's Crest makes you smell really bad, but it also makes like Ether, makes his prices lower. And I think the only place I can put it in a fair way would be below Grubsong. For a one notch, I personally would find getting a bit of soul more valuable than smelling ugly. Glowing Womb. For two notches, getting some hatchlings that steal your soul, I wouldn't say it's quite worth it. Those hatchlings don't deal as much damage to be worth going for. So I would put Glowing Womb below Fury. I personally find the Glowing Womb really annoying, cause when there is this small bar for a last spell, I got a couple of times in a situation when Glowing Womb took a bit of soul from my vessel to create a hatchling, and I couldn't shoot a spell in that situation. It was really annoying. Returning to my lifesavers from my old days in Hollow Knight, Quick Focus. Faster Focus is really cool to play with, and I got to enjoy it quite much in my last playthrough for the video. And I will put Quick Focus in A tier above Solitaire. I think it deserves the spot. The reason why all the money charms are together is because, well, they're situational and I still use them quite much. Deep Focus, double masks, longer focus, form charm notches. It's really situational. It's only good for parkour challenges as long as you got Grubsong equipped as well. But there's one charm that can do it as well. Well, that one later. I will put Deep Focus. I will put it above Heart in C tier. The cost of 4 the cost of 4 notches is really pricey, especially the focus being so long makes it really annoying to use. Lifeblood Heart, it's really useless. The only use for Lifeblood Heart is getting to the Lifeblood chamber, and I will put Lifeblood Heart above Flukenest. I mean, definitely Lifeblood masks I would find less valuable than actual masks, yet unless playing with Grubberfly Ellegy, which would benefit a bit from it. Lifeblood Core, I would put Core even lower than Heart, cause it doesn't get a benefit of getting access to Lifeblood Chamber, cause, well, core is found in the chamber. So there goes the core. Joni's Blessing. It's really useless. It makes the game more difficult. The only time I personally would say Joni's Blessing is actually kind of useful is for Ravek Challenge in Spirit's Glade, but there is one other charm that does it better. So I will put Joni's Blessing in D tier, because it has only one use being Lifeblood Chamber, so yeah. Hiveblood. Hiveblood was really handy for Nightmare King Grim in my first playthrough, and it's still really good for parkour challenges, for Ravek challenge in Spirit's Glade, so I will put Hiveblood in B tier above Dashmaster. 4 notches is still quite a lot. Spore Shroom. Spore Shroom blasts a big fart during focusing a soul, and it goes to the place where most charms like this go. I will put it even below Thorns, because it requires to focus when you don't get hit, or barely get hit. You even don't get an occasion to use it. Shape of On. Crawling during focus I don't personally think is that much useful to use, and I would put Shape of On even below Fury. I just personally find Shape of On quite useless. Even when I equip it, I forget I have it. Even in my playthrough, I forgot to go to Lake of On to get this charm for full completion. Sharp Shadow. Sharp Shadow was the second charm I had hard time getting used to playing without. I was really used to dashing through Dark Defender, and Sharp Shadow makes it that much easier without it. The dash has to be really up close and precise. It makes life so much easier, and dashing through an enemy becomes so simple. And I will put it even above Shaman Stone, cause Descending Dark is really strong even without Shaman Stone. It's stronger with Shaman Stone, but it's really strong on its own, while Sharp Shadow really makes life more fun. And there are those reanimated husks in infected Crossroads, and with Sharp Shadow dash time perfectly, you can go through them, they explode and you don't get hit. It's so satisfying. Nailmaster's Glory. For 1 charm notch for how fast you charge nail arts, it's definitely worth it. Well, it's because this is basically Colosseum and maybe some Radiant bosses. I think I used it on Markov. My god, Radiant Markov was an agony. I hate him so much. And I will put Nailmaster's Glory right below Gathering Swarm. While I use Gathering Swarm through most of my playthroughs, Nailmaster's Glory comes in only when I actually need it, and it's basically in Colosseum only. Weaversong. Small weavers deal barely any damage, and to make him useful you gotta equip Grubsong as well. The benefit of Weaversong is basically little spiders don't consume soul. However, they sometimes really pretty stupid in terms of how they run all around, and I think I will put it in B tier above Spore Shroom. It feels right to put it here for some reason. Wielder. I've seen someone use it to beat bosses with spells only, cause Dreamshield becomes insanely fast with it, and getting 2 spells with it is really strong, but in general I barely used it myself. Well, I only used it for Spirit's Glade, so I will put Wielder above Spore Shroom. Dreamshield. Dreamshield is quite useless, to be honest. If there were 2 Dreamshields circulating around the night, maybe it would be useful, but 3 notches and 1 shield which deals little to no damage and blocks little to no projectiles, it's pretty much a waste of a notch. I mean, not 3 notches. Grimmchild. Why does Grimmchild has such a terrible aim? It's a miracle if it's able to hit a single enemy. I will put Grimmchild above Dreamshield, cause while Dreamshield can hit nothing. Sometimes Grimmchild might deal some damage. I like taking Grimmchild to Colosseum sometimes, so that's something. Carefree Melody is for few people who actually do banishment, and I haven't done banishment for years because ritual is just more fun. I really like fighting Nightmare King in his own arena instead of the God Home one, and the only benefit of doing banishment would be getting a charm I wouldn't use. Carefree Melody has a chance of blocking damage, and the chance increases with amount of damage taken, so it would definitely have a chance to activate some way when you get hit a lot, but in general it's pretty useless, and it also costs 3 notches. It goes below Fury. Kingsoul, I mean, the amount of soul Kingsoul gives is pathetic. Like, going around Hollowness with Kingsoul, it would be such a waste. Its only reason to exist is to open the birthplace and being turned into Void Heart. So I will put Kingsoul in D below Joni's Blessing, because Kingsoul doesn't have much use. I used Joni's Blessing for Ravik challenge, but there isn't anything I could use Kingsoul for, so there goes Kingsoul. And last but not least, we got Void Heart. And well, biggest benefit of Void Heart is taking 0 notches, but basically effect of Void Heart is barely existent because it makes siblings passive, including the shade after death. And it also opens a way to fight the Radiance. It's a really weird charm to put in a tier list though. Well, for its effect being almost non-existent, I think I would have to put it around other charms with almost non-existent effect, but higher. So I personally would put it above Grubsong, only because Void Heart doesn't take any charm notch. So those are all charms, and damn, I didn't expect to put so many of them in C tier, but like, those are just weak, and charm balance is really weirdly made. Some would really benefit from a buff, some are even nerf worthy, but like in every tier list of charms, in S tier there should be Quick Clash, Strength and Shaman Stone, and some other charms depending on who you ask, and I expect seeing some comments with Steady Body being solo, but it's not that good. I don't use it, I don't need it. See ya in ranking of tools.